What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Dirty Degens. I am your degenerate host, Josh, and tonight I've got a good one for you. We're going to go over all sorts of stuff. Some Bitcoin news. We've got tons of alt news, lots of sweet news, and I've got updates on some meme coins as well, and a meme coin that you all know about that's getting ready to make a massive move. So let's go ahead and dive right on into it. I know I've been gone for a few days, but I'm back, baby. So let's go. Jumping right into it, though, like I said, we do have a little bit of Bitcoin news. I'm not going to talk about much of it, but there were three bills that were voted on today in legislation regarding crypto, Bitcoin, etc., and they all got turned down. So we don't need no politician anyway. So like, does it really matter? Bitcoin's doing just fine without these bills. And ultimately, some people actually voted no because there was no anti-CBDC clause in there, which is good. We don't want that in the bill whatsoever. So we want to see that. But hey, I wanted to point this out because yesterday I was actually planning on streaming, and I did this chart for that reason. So I'm going to talk about it now. We have actually just broken a 7-year trend line on the monthly chart for Bitcoin. As you can see, I've got this drawn out going all the way back to 2017. And yesterday, it actually broke out. So that's a pretty big deal. Bitcoin is in full on price discovery mode now, and it's looking pretty dang good, even with the fall down that we're seeing today. I mean, a little bit of dip, since yesterday, but not much at all. Look, I drew this line too, held really well there. So things are looking pretty good for Bitcoin. But you guys don't care about Bitcoin. Everybody wants to know when alt season. Well, if you look at the metrics, alt season is getting upon us. It's not here yet. It's still very heavily Bitcoin season, but we are starting to get somewhat out of Bitcoin season and inching towards alt season. Now, what alt season is and what this index actually means, and it means that how the top 100 projects are performing against Bitcoin relative to the last 90 days, right? So currently in the last 90 days, you have 37 altcoins that are outperforming Bitcoin. As this number gets more and more, we're more in altcoin season. So that's basically it. And you can see like all the leaders are memes, basically. Speaking of memes, though, Pump Fun launched their token, came out yesterday, and it came out yesterday with an FDV of $6 billion. So it came out just fully loaded. I think it launched at like rank 45 or so. But guess what? Them tokens ain't locked, bro. So it dumped as expected. And it's pretty crazy because the pre-sale actually sold out in just 12 minutes. They said that they were hoping that it would sell out in a couple days, but it sold out in 12 minutes. So they got their bag. And I figured, no pre-sales have done good in quite some time. So not surprised that it dumped. It's really weird that there's like this trading history back here because it didn't launch until yesterday. That's why we can see the volume bars down here. But I don't know what was going on here. Because it wasn't launched yet. But there it is. Now, another crypto that is doing absolutely phenomenal right now, and that I talk about all the time, is SWI. SWI is back over $4, baby, and that is amazing. SWI is about to enter price discovery phase. It's got an all-time high here at $5.36, and I mean, it's not far off from price discovery. So looking really good for SWI, and there's a lot of really bullish things going on, such as in the last 48 or 24 hours, volume has gone up 143%. That's just how many people are trading SWI itself. So that's actually really crazy. What else is crazy is daily active users skyrocketed 145%. That's a whole lot of people getting involved on the SWI ecosystem. And we're seeing developer activity grow as well. Things are looking really bullish for SWI. I was actually just talking with a TA guy. You guys know him. And I'm not going to talk about him, but he was saying that he sees SWI going to like $10 or more very soon. He thinks it could go much higher. I'm bullish on SWI. I think a few months ago when I was talking about SWI and its potential for this bull run, I was talking about like a potential of like $15 or so. And hey, other people are concurring. So I like to see that. And the SWI TVL also today, all-time high. Very bullish again. Obviously, a lot of that does correlate to the fact, though, that the token is back over $4, right? Because a lot of the TVL is not just stable coins. It's going to be locked up SWI in liquidity pools or in staking or lending, borrowing, etc. So it's a lot of it's just the growth of SWI. That's why the TVL jumped up so much. Stablecoin market cap did go up. It's up almost 10% over the last 7 days, but not what is fueling this big jump here. This big jump here is largely due to SWI's token price going up. And if you look at technical metrics, it's pointing towards more. I would take a 400 price surge. That does put it at the target that I said it's going to go to this year. But hey, I don't know if it's going to happen that fast. Look, they're saying it can get up to $13 here. We've got a reversal on the MACD. RSI is really low. So, hey, it's pointing towards a very bullish SWI. This chart here is on the weekly. So if you look on a bigger time frame, it's getting ready for a large move up. It's at the bottom of this ascending channel. Very bullish all around. And of course, I'm also very bullish on the SWI ecosystem, which is also doing pretty dang good here recently. I've got it sorted by 24-hour performance right now. I'm not going to pay attention to any of these ones that are, $175 or whatever. Like they're tiny. But we do have some decent movers, like VO3 is up 53%. Let's see another one. Pugwif, I've talked about before, up 40%. We don't talk about that one. Hippo up 24%. Axel's dead, unfortunately. I think the team gave up, so no more Axel. But Lofi, we all know and love Lofi, up 14%, so that's also really good. I'm bullish on Lofi. I think Lofi's going to go much higher. It's going to be the biggest meme on SWI for quite some time, probably. So very bullish on that. Also, last week I mentioned to you guys, or maybe not last week, it was on the 2nd of July. I mentioned that I invested about $1,000 in Medicaid at that time. And I said that I thought it was going to reverse. I just wanted to point out it did indeed reverse, and it's up 154% since then. So huge jump there. If you were able to get in on that and catch that, congrats. That's a big move there. So love that. I think there's a lot more coming. And I also have some bullish news. So on Thursday here, there's going to be tournaments starting for Medicaid. And they actually contacted me and asked if I would be willing to host these tournaments and, kind of do what I'm doing now, talk to everybody. So on Thursday and for weeks going forward and some occasional night streams, it looks like I will be hosting on Medicaid's YouTube channel. Now, that doesn't affect anything here. I'm still going to do my shows here and everything like that. I might even upload these to the channel after the fact, too. We'll see what I decide to do. But if you're interested in Medicaid and what they've got going on, you'll definitely want to come and check me out there. Also, if you're not in my Telegram group, you can hop in there because I keep you updated on all the different places I'm going to be. It seems to be more often now that I'm popping around other places. So if you want to stay tuned as to where I'll be, make sure you hop in there. But also, Turbo is another one that we've talked about for quite some time. Now, this is the first AI agent token that ever came out. It's on Ethereum. It's quite big. It's at $425 million market cap. But in the last week, it's up 100 and some odd percent. It's like 107 or so percent. So it's going bananas. And this is the theme that I want to talk about because AI is obviously massive all around the world. You've got NVIDIA, that's like a $4 trillion company now. I think they're the biggest company in the world. And AI is just increasingly popular, right? You've got X that released their Grok 4 Super Grok that's supposed to be better than any other AI out there. And that corresponded with the Turbo pump. Now, we do have some news for Turbo as well. Just a couple days ago, they announced that they're working with Pal AI, and that's going to bring like more AI agents, AI memes and things like that, that the community can utilize in order to, generate community engagement. It's very bullish. Turbo often doesn't have a whole lot of community engagement other than people like talking about it. So this will be really good to help spread the word and everything. But here's the thing. Turbo already pumped, right? And I'm not saying it can't go higher. I do think it's going to go higher. I won't be surprised if it gets up to that $1 billion mark, right? And I wouldn't be shocked at all. However, this project, AI16Z, been out a while. It was the first Twitter project, or no, not the first Twitter project, but last year it launched, and with it, they launched like a hedge fund, and the AI agent was picking projects and what it was holding and everything like that. I haven't stayed too up to date on the status of that, but this token does rally hard. right? And it's getting ready for another major move. So it's currently at $213 million market cap. I think that this is about to have about 110% move to the upside. It could be over the course of a week or so, but I think it's getting ready for a very big move. And now, not even leverage trading, just a spot move. I'm not even talking about going and putting a 10x on or anything like that, just a spot move because it is at basically its bottom, right? I mean, look at this chart. If you look at it like this, it looks absolutely terrible, right? And that's the point. Everybody still talks about AI 16Z. It's very well known. It's all over Twitter still. And it's got it doesn't necessarily have a bad name. And it does make some very solid moves off of the bottom. Like look at this bottom move here. This is a move of that's a 4x move there. So that's a solid move. Now it is currently at 213. I think that we do see about 100% move here, like 100%, 110% move. Bring us back up to this top here or so, maybe slightly above it. It could ultimately go much, much higher though. Not saying that it has to stop there, but if you look at like, your fib levels and stuff like that, the TA stuff that I'm not going to bore you with, that's about where the first sign of rejection would be. So I'm loading up on AI 16Z. I think it's going to have a massive move. I think that the AI theme is still incredibly hot all over the investment space and especially crypto, right? So it's not going away. And I definitely am still bullish on AI 16Z. Other than that, though, I did want to talk a little bit about Pengu because some months ago I said that I thought it was a good pickup down here when it fell down to like this 400 mil range. And it definitely was, right? So it's back up to $2 billion. It is starting to reach its release price. It pumped off release and then it fell down. And let's see if I can, I don't really want to do this, but I guess we can. Let's go on the 1 second candle and figure out where it released, even though I don't want to. It's not going to want to go back that far. I'm seeing. Okay. Yes. It doesn't want to go back. Oh, here we go. Yeah. I'm not going to do that. But point of the matter is that it's getting back towards its launch price. This is going to enter price discovery mode now. It's getting really close to it. Luca is just incredibly connected. They're making moves. These pudgy penguins are all over the place. I'm telling you, I don't see them in Walmart because I don't go there, but I know they're in Walmart. They're in Target. Even my local bowling alley has a claw machine that's full of pudgy penguins. They are absolutely everywhere. And they're about to be everywhere a whole lot more. Just this week, it was announced that Pudgy Penguins is having an ETF launch. Canary Capital filed for one. And it's an interesting ETF, actually, because it is Pengu split with NFTs. Now, the split, though, is crazy heavy on Pengu. It's actually 95% of the holdings will be in Pengu. The other 5% is going to be in NFTs. Not sure which NFTs. Maybe they'll be Pudgy Penguins. They haven't really said yet, but think about it, right? If it just got a fraction of the crypto ETF flow that we're currently seeing, it would be massive for Pudgy Penguins. So that's huge. That's a massive catalyst. And it's one of the reasons why Pudgy went on this ridiculous run. But today, something else got announced. Pudgy Penguins has partnered with Suplay. Suplay is a Chinese collectible company. So basically, they make action figures and, plushies and all that crap, right? The stuff that Pudgy Penguins does. But that means that there's going to be another line of collectibles or action figures, whatever, for Pudgy Penguins coming soon. And that means that they're just going to be more all over the place. Since this is a Chinese company, maybe they'll be in China too. China's getting a little bit more friendly to crypto. But the point of the matter is that I am very bullish on Pudgy Penguins. I was not bullish on launch because I knew this was going to happen. But after some time, especially down in this range when we were talking about it, anywhere in this range, really, it was a good buy. Anywhere from like 1 billion to 300 million. It was a good pickup there. But now it's up quite a bit. The thing is that if this goes into price, I hate buying stuff when it's up like this. I mean, this run is just stupid, right? This is like a week and it's up 100%. But it could go much, much higher. So I'm watching that. I'm hoping for a little bit of a pullback. Maybe we see a pullback like down to this level here, like 1.5 billion before another leg higher. Either way, though, I'm bullish on the future of Pudgy Penguins. If I was trying to pick a crypto to hold for years, Pudgy Penguins is one of those that I would think of in terms of like memes that has like actual backing behind it, right? So I think it's pretty solid. Big fan of that. The last thing I wanted to share with you guys, though, is Dex Tools. I told you guys last week that I was doing a show on Dex Tools, and today I actually just recorded the second one. So that should go out tomorrow on Dex Tools. You can see up here on the banner. That's what it is. So I'm there on the left, and then Blake, who I do the show with. And yeah, we recorded another one today, so it should go up on there tomorrow. And you guys should definitely check it out. Actually, basically all of the engagement on this video, whether it was on X or whether it was on YouTube, etc., it was all you guys. It was all my community that showed up. You know, it was all you degenerates that showed up to that video. So I appreciate all you guys tuning in. Stay tuned for the next one. It's going to be a banger. Other than that, that's really about all I wanted to go into today. But there was so much more I could have talked about. Say is going ridiculous. I see some of you guys talking about it in here as well. Skipping Stones, say what? Osbud, say senior. Say I'm very bullish on, and say is just going bonkers. There's not a whole lot of updates to really share with you that have happened since the last time I talked about say, like a week ago. There's some things like say is going to integrate Chainlink, so better cross-chain interoperability. That's great. Very bullish, obviously. If we pull up the chart, it's also doing very well. So let's see here. Coinbase. Yeah, I mean, 38%. It's awesome. We're on the 1 hour here. Let's just go back to the daily. Look at this is where I was telling you guys it was a good buy. This is why it's circled, because I was saying I'm buying it here. Look at that move, and let's just do it, because why not? So almost 200% move there. So if you guys picked up any say on those calls, I would say you're having a good time. I mean, overall, if you've been buying just about anything, DCAing, dollar cost averaging, into solid projects, you should be pretty happy right about now. The market's been doing good. Now, don't get me wrong. I do know that some of those of you that have been DCAing over the course of years may still be down on some of your holdings. However, I mean, in terms of like the recent months, we're starting to see some real movement on alts, which is finally happening. And I know it's what I've been waiting for. It's what you guys are waiting for. And not even just alts specifically, because what I really like and what I'm really here for are the memes. And memes, especially if you're looking at like weekly performance, memes have been going crazy. Look at these. We got Pudgy up 118%. Meme Core, which is a layer one built just for memes, right? It's up 103%. I'm actually going to do some research into that because it just launched this month, and I'm really curious what's going to happen there. And it just absolutely blew up. And I haven't heard anything about it until I was looking at memes. So I'm very curious what the hell is going on there. Ski Mask Dog up 100%. That's on base. Used to talk about that on the old Dirty Degen show with Scott. Still a good pick. I mean, it looks like it's about to keep going too. Unicorn Fart Dust. I talked about that for a while. Still hanging in there pretty good. It got hit pretty hard after the founder got hacked. Snack up 68%. There's that turbo I was talking about. Moggs had a huge bounce. Bert had a good bounce. Lofi's up 50%. I mean, memes are going hard. So lots of things to be bullish on there. Look, Bonk's up 35%. And actually, that makes me say that Bonk's getting ready for a big move too, because Bonk usually moves a little bit later after everything. So if we look at the monthly here, it's doing pretty dang good. It's up 100% in the last month. Might need to cool down instead, actually. Yeah. I mean, we can't look at the, oh man, that's a nice move there. So Bonk's been on fire too. You know, and one of the weird things, or not weird, but interesting things about Bonk is with Pump Fun, like users going down, more have been going and using Bonk.fun. So, hey, that's also seemed to have some positive pressure on Bonk too. So if that continues on, especially as memes continue to get hotter, we're going to see more of these launch pads get even more active, which will help the base tokens. So, yeah. Other than that, I'll check out chat. Let's talk about some stuff, guys. I'm going to hang out for a few. Mark Anthony's asks, anything new with Big Red? No, there's I think there's a race next week. Nothing really new with Big Red now, right now. They're still getting ready to move chains and all that. But I guess I mean, I talked about it already, but they plan on adding like 10 or 15, 10 to 15 really solid horses. So that obviously be really bullish for them. More races, more better, right? Clifton's up 120% on Bonk. Congrats, man. That's awesome. Skipping Stones, Seeker Phone is coming out on the 5th of August. That should help. Absolutely. That will help. I think I actually pre-ordered 2 of them. So I'm looking forward to the Seeker launch. I think it's going to be great. Hopefully it gets the airdrops like the first phone did, you know. Mark Anthony asks, so in my opinion, is Soul near its top or does it still have room to run? It's got room to run. It's not near top. Now it might face a short-term rejection or something like that, right? But it's not near the top. I do think that Sweet is going to outperform Soul this year. I'm not saying it's going to flip it. I'm saying I think it's going to outperform it. So I think that we'll see more movement there. But yeah, this thing is not done. Nowhere near done. There's no reason why this doesn't get back to all-time high soon. I mean, but that's still a big move too, right? Like if we're trying to get back to all-time high, it's only an 80% move, actually. That's not too bad. Not too bad. There was just a Solana and XRP futures ETF, 2X ETF that launched. Maybe that'll have some positive impact on Solana. Maybe it won't. You never know. But regardless, I think Solana is going to continue to do well. XRP. What do I think of XRP? I'm not negative on XRP. It's not my favorite token. I think it's going to go higher. What's really going to be the catalyst is when the lawsuit finally ends. This lawsuit's been going on just forever, right? So it needs to end. And when we finally see that end, I think that we'll see a large pump in XRP. And XRP has actually been doing pretty dang solid. Oh, I wasn't even sharing the Solana that I pulled up. My bad. Let me fix that. Yeah, no, this is Solana. We got a lot of room to run up here. This was from the Trump token launch, and it came back down. And like I said, you know, from here to all-time high, we have about an 80% move. So that's not too bad. I think that it can definitely get back to all-time high, and there's no reason why I can't go higher. Now in XRP today actually, or maybe it was yesterday, I forget which one, but it actually broke $3. It's back below it now, but it did briefly break $3. So hey, it's pushing back up there towards all-time high. And like I said, especially if you know the true spot futures ETF comes out, I could see that really helping. And obviously the lawsuit ending would be very bullish. There's also they're pushing the Ripple USD stablecoin all across Europe. They're about to get approval in Switzerland, which gives them access to like 28 different countries in Europe. So bullish stuff going on for XRP for sure. Bullish. Now it's not my favorite project, but I'm bullish. Is Chuck still going to $1? Yeah, baby. I actually got some interesting stuff with Chuck too. I think I've got to respond to Danny, but there might be a catalyst coming soon for Chuck. That'll be interesting. It'll be fun. I'm not going to share it yet because I think it's a secret. Let's see. If SWE goes up, would that push Sol with it? Not necessarily, especially because right now, a lot of things are actually pointing towards how SWE is outperforming Solana. So in stablecoin transactions, in daily active users, in network growth, there's many different metrics of how much better SWE is performing than Solana. And they are moving somewhat independently. But the thing is what you have to realize is like a lot of altcoins, especially when you get into the bigger caps, they kind of just move in tandem anyways. But I see SWE having bigger moves, right? Now they may have similar like moves in terms of up and down, but I think that SWE's will be much larger. Let's see. What's my thoughts on ETH making another move up? Bullish. Actually, on the Dex Tools video that will be out tomorrow, we discuss that. We discuss, and I have no problem with sharing the stuff that we discussed now. But I'm not a TA guy. Ultimately, a lot of it comes down to TA in terms of the whys and stuff. But it's been a while since we've seen some really bullish movements on ETH, and we're finally seeing them. So I think that's bullish overall for the entire market. Not only that, if you think about it, the majority of stablecoins are on ETH, and a lot of companies or banks and stuff like that, when they launch stablecoins, they'll probably go to ETH, even though I don't like that, but that's probably what they'll do. So ETH is going to have more attention in that fashion, right? It is still the second biggest crypto. So it's going to have attention, even though necessarily like we think that there's better choices, right? They want history there. They want to know their security. Yeah. So a lot of those will go towards ETH. Hey, ETH being back up over 3,000 and holding is very good. Even with Bitcoin coming down, ETH is still holding. So I think that it's very likely that ETH pushes for another move higher, in my opinion. Um, Now, when it gets to all time high, though, I don't know. We got to get back to 5K, but bullish on ETH. Oh, let's see. Clifton's up 100% on SBET. Very nice. Very nice. Kyle Ward says King Crab on Swee needs some exposure. K Crab. They got screwed over. It's from the Cetus hack. Bonded that night, was rocketing, and then the hack happened. Well, you know what? I do love me some Swee memes. So let's check out King Crab. It's not here in the top movers, but we'll give it the good old search. Check it out. Oh, that's crap. I have seen this before. Yeah, it was definitely moving. And then the hack. Yeah. Yeah, definitely the hack. Oh, yeah. And it's still, they still have their LP on Cetus. Come on. Do they have a different LP? They've got 13K. I mean, they're only 24K, but do they have like a different LP? Doesn't look like it. Looks like they're still only on Cetus. I mean, a project this small, it's hard to move your LP, especially if you used a token launcher and you bonded. The LP's locked. So man, that sucks. That was really unfortunate. But it's the name of the game. Unfortunately, on here we can't see their holders, but what we can do is we can go to the Sui scan, check out the holders here. This should load. Usually you can check the holders in here. Why not? Holders, here we go. It won't tell me how many pages there are, though. That's really dumb. Come on. Okay. So it looks like we have 126 holders currently. This is going to be the LP probably. So it's still really small. It's still really small for sure. But that's okay. We don't mind that. 13K in liquidity. Now, if it was launched off of a launcher, that should be locked because that's how those typically worked. Oh, they started on turbos and then waited for Cetus to come back. I would have just skipped Cetus, to be honest. Cetus TVL hasn't been doing great ever since the hack. And actually, there's a new player in the game, Momentum, and actually they're going to be launching a token here soon. So I'm not big on pre-sales, but I would pay attention to that. It could have a move like how Walrus did. But meet the King Crab on Sui. We're not going to read all this, but we got a little blue crab. Blue crabs are actually super rare. It's pretty cool. Interesting stuff. They've got a game here. Okay. I don't want to play the memory game, but that's fun. Who doesn't like matching stuff? They've got a roadmap. Launch on Sui, recruit crabs, establish communications. Okay, liquidity, Dex listings, strategic partnerships, community building events, meme marketing campaigns, and then get into your sex listings. You know what? I really don't like when meme coins have roadmaps. They don't need roadmaps. Other than that, though, it's a great website. It's just very simple. Here's our information. Here's how you get us. But let's check out the X2. Got 856 followers. They're following 473. The account is from May of 2025, which is right around when they launched. So that's good. Personally, I don't support toilet dust, and I don't think King Crab on Sweet should either. I'm not going to get into the whys, but trust me when I say why. But they're active on Twitter. That's good. They need to be doing that, even though they don't have a lot of followers and stuff. And the engagement's not terrible. I do think it's quite a bit early for merch, and also like, come on, man, we can't do better than this. Like, just spend a little bit more time on the merch building and put some better qualities or better made stuff on there, and I think that would be a lot better. Also, it's a little bit early for merch. You've got a 24K market cap and you're selling t-shirts. You should be focused on the other stuff. But good engagement on the posts for how few views they're getting and all that, and how small they are. So it looks good. The little character is cute and everything too. We got some videos and stuff. They're doing spaces even too. I like to see that. If they can catch some traction, I like it. I'm gonna keep my eye on them. I could see them doing well. I gotta check out the Telegram. Let's see how many viewers or how many users they have in there. At least they've got 133 users in there. It's not terrible. So yeah, that's definitely something I'm gonna keep my eyes on, and I'm gonna hop in the Telegram and see what the community is all about. Maybe they got a future. Maybe they don't. What do I know? I'm just a guy on the internet that usually wears a robe, checking out shit coins. But thanks for pointing it out, Kyle. Definitely going to check it out some more. I think that it's not going to be long until the whole Sui ecosystem just starts going insane. Other than that, guys, chat slowed down a little bit, so I'm going to let you guys get to the rest of your evening. Like I said, I apologize. I had to take a few days off. I actually, just to let you guys know, I actually adopted my youngest brother. So with that goes, he's moving far away from home, and I've got to get him in school and all this other stuff, and go to the doctor and all this, So it's been a thing, and it's taken a lot of my time. But all this week, I am streaming. Obviously, I streamed today. I'm going to stream Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday too. And like I said, on Thursday, I'll also be on, or I'm supposed to be on Medicaid's YouTube channel too. So you'll get double dose of me there. So yeah, hop in the Telegram, stay up to date, catch me when I'm live, or if I'm not able to stream, you can always ask me questions in there too. I'm always in there when I can be. But hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Smash up the likes, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you tomorrow with another live stream. Peace.